the women have got to step up. They've got to join arms with their man or their significant other, whatever the scenario is. But they've got to lock arms with these people and say, look, this is uncertain times for everyone. It is scary. We get it, but we have each other and we will get through it. There's got to be that teamwork mentality.
Hi, I'm Maria, otherwise known as the Fit Foodie. I'm a chef, holistic nutritionist, author, inventor, and mom. And I want to welcome you to my podcast. It's called Recipes for Your Best Life. And with every episode, I'm peeling back the onion on fitness, nutrition, health, wellness, and family. The truth is, you're the chef of your life. And for every important pillar, there's a great recipe worth sharing. So every week, we'll explore them together. Think of it as food for thought that you can really sink your teeth into. So join me and let's squeeze the joy out of this life, because you only get one. Can I get a fork, yeah? June is officially National Men's Health Month, and it was designed to heighten the awareness of preventable health problems and encourage early detection and the treatment of diseases, including cancer, heart disease, and depression in men. So I thought it would only be appropriate to invite Peter Taunton onto the podcast. Peter is a pioneer in the fitness industry. In 2003, he had a vision for Snap Fitness, which was to create an affordable 24/7 results-driven gym differentiated from the impersonal and expensive big box experience. Today, there are Snap Fitness franchises in 2,500 locations in 26 countries. Needless to say, Peter has checked the box of everything that an entrepreneur would want to accomplish. He is the creator of an incredibly successful franchise business. He owns multiple other brands. He's been named the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. And he has every toy that you could ever imagine, from jets to sports cars, you name it. But what really struck me about Peter in speaking to him is his heart. And even though he's gotten every possible pillar of success under his belt, his focus now is on giving back and helping people to become better human beings. So as we begin Men's Health Month, but really work together to recover from months of strife, from COVID to the latest horrible displays of cruelty and violence against our Black brothers and sisters, and the outrage that people are now rising up together to stand together against. We need some healing. And Peter has a lot of practical advice to share based on his wealth of experience, especially in these trying times. So let's listen together. Peter, it's so great to have you on.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, you've checkmarked every box in the fitness industry. I mean, you're really a pioneer. Is there something at this point in your life that you're just saying to yourself, wow, I've done all of this in getting people fit and healthy, but what a weird world we live in right now. And do we need a new set of tools to help prepare us for that?
Yeah, it is really an unusual and uncertain time that we're living in right now. And the unfortunate part, all of it was there was no way to predict it. I mean, COVID we felt like we got blindsided, and, one day people are getting sick. The next day, the government's telling us to shut our businesses down, and the road rash and the effect that has had has been, unmeasurable. And then now with this latest tragedy of the police officer right here in Minneapolis, of all places, who ended up, what appears to be murdering a man, and then the rioting, and it's just been really uncertain. And, fortunately things are settling down here right now, but the mental road rash that's come with that has been really, really difficult from all the people that I've spoke with in the last few weeks.
Yeah, the term mental road rash is just so, it's so graphic and accurate. And you're there at ground zero. I mean, what has that been like for you? What have you seen?
Well, when the news broke, the news break, and they had such, as is with everything nowadays, you have unbelievable footage from everyone with their iPhones. So when people were watching it, it was almost surreal. You almost couldn't believe your eyes, and then to find out that the man died,
Mm.
you just witnessed a murder, right? So it was just so profound, and then the severity of the rioting, it was like nothing you've ever seen. As I told you, 72 businesses were burned to the ground in the first night. And what is so unfortunate is every single person empathizes with the man and his family, and everyone is outraged by the behavior of the officer. Number one, it's happened far too many times across this country. And everybody is, I mean, for me, I'm just absolutely shocked. And you and I spoke about this earlier. I don't know anyone that is in favor of, this racial discrimination stuff in today's day and age. I don't get it. And I really, honestly, I don't know anyone who subscribes to that logic. We're all just really saddened by it, and it has to stop. But it can't stop through the venue of rioting and vandalizing and looting. That is not the answer.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it ends up hurting, other families, and many times those are mom and pop shops. Many times they're immigrant owned, and we're already reeling from what's happened with the shutdown with COVID. Do you think that from a mental health perspective, and June is Men's Health Month, and so I really want to talk specifically about what we can do to support men's health, because men need to be supported in different ways than women. But do you think that just what happened with COVID was the breaking point, and then now what's happening is just the overflow? Do you think those two are related?
Well, I do a lot of mentoring and consulting, and I'll tell you, COVID, that's one layer of a problem. And here's many men. If you just think about traditional men in today's day and age, many men that are traditional in the thought process, they want to be the protector of their family. They want to be, the source of stability, and they not only physically but financially want to feel like they've got their families back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they feel today that that dream has been really compromised because they've lost their job, or they're participating in the PPP program, which gives them some financial relief, but there's no stability there in what does the future of their job look like. We're starting to see now that a lot of these businesses are starting to open back up with all kinds of caveats as to safe distancing and things like that. And the reality of it is, these business owners cannot hire everyone back because the demand is not there, especially people in the food and beverage business. The demand's not there. And
Mm-hmm.
And so people are really, really uncertain. They're scared. Some of them they've decimated their life savings. So it's that level of uncertainty that makes men really, really concerned and nervous and paranoid about what the future brings, what the future holds for them.
And when you see that coupled with the unrest that's happening, I mean, that added stress of unknowing. I mean, I live here in Los Angeles. There have been imposed curfews. It started at 8 p.m. Now it's moved up to 6 p.m. Until 6 a.m. the next morning. When you have that layer of fear and then protecting your family, like you were saying, they want to be the protectors of the family. They want to feel like the rock. What can be done to support them? And I know that this is a big, big topic, but I mean, are there any practical tips that the men out there and the women that support them can take to help support their own mental health and their personal health every day as we try and swim through these uncertain times, one stroke at a time? Have you ever wondered, is rinsing my produce with the water that comes out of the sink that I don't even drink enough to really clean it? Well, then you're one of the smartest people I know, because you're absolutely right. It's not enough. That's why we created the only all-natural and patented line of food wash and wipes, and it's called Eat Cleaner. It's tasteless, odorless, and lab tested, and it removes up to 99.9% of the residue that water can't, including pesticides, wax, soil, and junk that can carry bacteria that can really make you sick. Plus, we formulated it to help extend the shelf life of your fresh produce too, and that'll save you money. When your berries are lasting up to 10-12 days, you know that's a good thing. It helps your produce last up to 5 times longer using a natural blend of fruit acids and antioxidants. So there's no chemicals. It's just clean eating fun. And this can help save your family an average of over $500 per year. Make it easy on yourself, reduce waste, and get that fruit and veggies into your body, where it's going to do you a lot of good and not in the trash. Check us out, eatcleaner.com, or head to our Amazon store at amazon.com/eatcleaner.
This goes so far beyond exercising, which is my background, right? So it goes so far beyond it. Obviously, exercising is a great way to relieve stress, and generally speaking, you feel a sense of relief post workout, right? But that's one side of it. But the other side of it is the mental support that men and women have to give each other, especially in the home. And then this is, even though today is June is Men's Health Month, the women have got to step up. They've got to join arms with their man or their significant other, whatever the scenario is. But they've got to lock arms with these people and say, look, this is uncertain times for everyone. It is scary. We get it. But we have each other and we will get through it. There's got to be that teamwork mentality to because some of these men, they're not the type that are going to ask for help. They're a little bit stoic in their emotions, and sometimes it takes someone else to come in. And I kind of equate it to my father. My father's a very stoic guy, doesn't show a lot of emotion. So if there's ever going to be emotion coming across the aisle, it's going to be me initiating it. Now, it's well received every time, but if I waited for him, I would be waiting for a long time, because that's just not his mindset. So
that's my dad too, by the way. I think that generation that's the way they function.
Yeah. And so in today's day and age, it's so uncertain, and no one could see it coming. I mean, with COVID and now the murder and the rioting that's going on across this country and the looting, it's like bad gone bad. It's so profoundly, it's such an unpredictable and such an unsettling economy and society that we're living in right now. No one ever could have guessed it, especially in this amazing country we live in.
Yeah, I think, for me, I think practicing some regular habits just to keep some normalcy is really important, from exercise and finding that daily practice of whatever it is that you do to release some endorphins and move your body and feel your blood pumping. Food. Let's talk about food for a second, because I do think that, coming out of COVID, a lot of people were reaching for comfort food, understandably. Then the COVID-15, kind of a joke went around, but people are starting to find their way back to shore. What can people do to support themselves with food as well?
Well, you know what? It's interesting that you say that, because it seems the people that I talk to anyway, that they fall into one of two camps. Either A, with the COVID and self-quarantining at home, some people actually got in better shape. They got in better shape because they made the commitment. So they used this time at home, the last 8 to 10 weeks, for self-improvement. And a lot of the self-improvement was weight loss and just embracing a healthier lifestyle. So you have that group. And then you have the other group, which is, as you mentioned, the COVID-15, which are people that said, look, they kept their same eating habits, and they were less active. There's no mystery to it. It's when you
it doesn't work
down, it's just common math, right? You're taking in more calories than you're burning, and if you don't slow down the food cycle, then you're going to start putting on weight. And the unfortunate part is, the more weight that you put on, and it's not good weight, it's generally fat. So the more weight that you put on, the slower your metabolism becomes. That's the underlying issue here. So it exacerbates itself. And that's why some people